This will be the last post I will make here before abandoning this account. I really wish I could have commented something here before, but I couldn't for reasons that I will now explain. After what happened last time, I was thinking what to do with the cartridge. At first I tried to destroy it. It's hard to explain, but every time I took it I felt something terrible, so in the end I ended up keeping it in a drawer. I forgot about the game for a couple of weeks until I received a private message from someone. This person asked me if I still had the cartridge, as she was interested in buying it. I replied that the cartridge was not for sale, to which she replied insisting that she was willing to buy it for a lot of money. At that moment I was tempted to sell the game. I didn't desperately need the money, but she really offered a lot. But then I remembered what I felt, what I suffered with the end of my game. No, I'm not going to make the same mistake as Zachary. This thing endangered the lives of 2 people, and, if it's as old as the original game, even more lives. I responded by insisting that the game was not for sale and to desist. From then on she kept sending me messages, at first simply offering more money, but then everything turned to threats, saying things like she knew where I lived, or that she could leak my personal data. So I decided to block that person and to look for any method to cover my track on the internet. At first she didn't prove to have my data, but I would be lying if I said I wasn't scared. A couple of days later Zach told me some things about my experience in Krona. In the end we were not on good terms, but that doesn't matter. The important thing is that I mentioned the person who contacted me privately about the cartridge. Zach told me she was a girl who tried to buy the cartridge shortly after I bought it, but insisted that he didn't say anything about me. It all took a turn for the worse when I started to be unable to access my accounts on various forums and sites I frequented, including this one. I managed to recover some accounts after a while, but in other sites I ended up creating new accounts. Then I started to get the feeling that someone was watching me as I moved around my neighborhood. At first I blamed it on paranoia. But then one day when I came home from work the worst happened. The door to my house was wide open. Someone had broken in. What surprised me the most was that, despite all the mess, nothing seemed to be missing. Everything was there, well, almost everything. The cartridge, she had taken the cartridge. I reported the break-in and theft to the authorities, but there is not much they can do, or so they said. I really couldn't take it anymore. As soon as I could I started a move to my parents' house while I was looking for another place to live. I'm tired of all this. I don't want to talk about it anymore, and I'm not going to respond to any posts on here. I know that eventually you will read this, so let me tell you something. I don't know to what extent you know about me, nor why you want that thing. I just wanted to avoid history repeating itself. Whatever happens to you now is your own fault.